Kiley, you are recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for holding this hearing to support our teachers. And I say that not just because I was a high school teacher, my mom was a special ed teacher, but because any educator or parent or student, for that matter, can tell you that the most important thing when it comes to driving educational success is having a highly effective teacher in the classroom. And right now, the system is not working the way it should, or at least it's not getting enough folks into the classroom and keeping them there. 86% of public schools have said they struggled to hire teachers for this school year, and 16% of teachers left their school between the 2021 and 22 school year. And in fact, enrollment in teacher education, teacher preparation programs is just 70% of what it was a decade ago. And it's understandable why in some sense. Often preparing to be a teacher, going through a certification program requires years of expensive schooling. And then once you do ultimately get in the classroom, teachers often don't get paid what they should. So we definitely need to have alternate pathways into the classroom, as several of the witnesses are making possible. But then the other side of it is retention. I mean, I think that for all the years of prep that is often necessary to become a teacher, then once you're in the classroom, all too often teachers are just left to fend for themselves. There's not the level of professional development that is needed. And I think it is underappreciated what a challenging task being a teacher is, what a demanding form of leadership it is, where you're placed in front of 30-some young people who may have a lot of things on their mind on any given day other than what you want to teach them. And so just the classroom management aspect of it, and then actually being able to impart knowledge when you have people at varying different levels of proficiency. It can also be isolating since you're spending hours and hours a day without the collaboration of other adults. And then even once the school day is over, teachers can spend hours grading papers, giving detailed feedback, and again, not necessarily getting the compensation they deserve. And then in addition to all of that, we're living in a rapidly changing world where the purposes of education, where the nature of the economy, the demands of our workforce are changing quite rapidly. And so all of that serves to really put the challenges that we face, or make the challenges that we face, quite urgent. And so I'm encouraged to see some of the ideas at this hearing. One other thing I'll mention is that there are also opportunities. Just the last couple days, OpenAI released its new advanced voice assistant, which anybody now on their phone can effectively have a personal tutor with limitless knowledge that is specifically tailored to your level of proficiency. These tools, Khan Academy is also incorporating it into its offerings. They can also be used for things like grading. For a lot of the things that make teaching challenging, scaffolding, they can be of assistance. Now, none of that is to say and to deny that the teacher-student relationship is absolutely fundamental. So I think that the question for the folks here, maybe for the principal as well as for our witnesses who run teacher prep programs, if you want to weigh in as well, is how should we think about these tools when it comes to preparing the next generation of teachers?
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, great. Gosh. Okay. Thank you so much for your question. You're absolutely on target in terms of the ever-changing landscape of which we find ourselves. And that's part of the need that we are looking at in terms of, we run a kindergarten through fifth grade laboratory school, which means we have children in that building every day, all the time. So immersing our candidates, number one, into that schooling, into other schools, so that they practice and they see the work. But it starts with teacher preparation. In terms of our curriculum redesign, our constantly looking at how we look at that, and the technologies that we use, and utilizing those technologies to develop and help design the work that we do, but also to support that, not take it from the work of the teacher, because as you indicated, the teacher-student ratio or relationship is so critical. Thank you.
Just support to your point, working in a team, having that expertise spread out across a team of teachers, somebody who is well-versed in AI or the technology you're speaking of to improve the outcomes for students is very important. And we can get to a lot more kids much more quickly if that's spread out across teams and somebody has that expertise within that group or within that school to affect the outcome of kids.
Let me just also add around the technology piece, because I think it's absolutely right on. We need technology, and we need it in the right ways. So we need technology to power learning. We need technology to actually power teams of teachers so they can work together. We need technology then that can also power systems and change systems. Most data systems, HR systems, are built around one teacher, one classroom models. Those systems also need to change, and I believe that AI can have a big part to play in all of that. So it is broader than what is just happening in classrooms. It is the entire system and how AI can support the entire system in so many different ways to help us do what we do so much better.
Thanks very much. I yield back.
Thank you very much, and thank you.